name is Rowan. I'm a returning champion from the previous episode. I'm ready to win.
Hi, my name's Ian, and I've been cooking for 20 years. I'm really excited to be returning to Sliced It and Diced It against some really fierce competition.
Hey there, I'm Ella and I've been cooking for 4 years. And I can't wait to compete again and hopefully take the win.
Hi, I'm Evie and I'm an official judge on Sliced It and Diced It. I can't wait to see what the contestants have to offer.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I'm a judge on Sliced It and Diced It, and I'm really excited for this year to see what creativity our chefs are bringing to the table.
Contestants, your meal will be pizza. You have 3 hours to make a dish that shows your cooking skills, and one of your ingredients must be from our very own Sliced It and Diced It garden. Without further ado,
You're on
Sliced It
And Diced It.
All right, so I'm looking today for a lot of greens. I really want to do a white pizza that's going to have a lot of green, fresh vegetables on it. So I'm looking for kale, and I'm looking for beet greens, because I'm also going to use a little bit of shaved beet on there to give it a little more sweetness, a little more depth of flavor. So I think I saw some beets over here. I think there's a couple kinds in here. There's a golden beet, but there's also a red beet. And I feel like the red beet will be much prettier against the greenery. So I'm gonna try to find a nice big red beet in here. This one looks pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect. So I think that'll do nicely if I slice up really thin slices on the pie.
For my pizza, I'm looking for a bell pepper and some cilantro for the sauce. See here, I found a nice sweet pepper. It's not a bell pepper, but I think it'll work. So I'm gonna pick that, and then I'll go find the cilantro. I don't know if this will be enough.
My specialty item from the garden,
Nice.
I am going to
And
use
cilantro.
some basil. So over here, this looks good. I'm gonna grab some basil. Ah, yes.
A lot. Ella, cut off like 6 stems. Like, I'll show you what I mean by a stem.
I was just taking leaves.
No, you need a lot to make pesto. You like stems like this, and get like maybe 8 of those, 10 of those, and then we'll strip the leaves off later. But we want a bunch, and you can use as much as you want.
Okay.
She means the opposite of what you just did.
How is this to click in? Or something. How is this going?
You know where
The yoga beat.
So, Ian, what are you thinking for your pizza?
All right, so for my pizza, I'm thinking I really wanted to celebrate those ingredients that were in the garden, and I wanted to do something a little bit different from what I saw other people doing. So I went for something with a lot of greens, and I actually thought it would be really cool to use the whole beet. So I'm gonna use beet greens and actual beet in my pizza. I'm gonna do that as a white pizza. So we're gonna have ricotta cheese instead of sauce. That's gonna be the creamy underlayer. And then on top of that, we'll have the greens. On top of that, we'll have the mozzarella cheese. And then for a little pop of color, I'm gonna put the beets, which are white beets. They're Chioggia beets from Italy. And they're a little sweeter and they're white with red outside. So that's just gonna give a little pop of color. All right, here's my ricotta layer. You can see how it's like a really creamy cheese. So I thought it would work just as a base layer. And I think, I know Andrea as a judge really likes cheese. So I think this will be something she appreciates. I'm not sure how much Evie likes the cheese, but I think once this cooks down, she's gonna really appreciate it. All right, next I have my greens. It's a little bit of kale, which is the darker green, and the beet greens, which are the lighter neon color. So I'm just gonna mix those around on top. They're gonna cook down and get a little bit, they're gonna release some water and get a little crunchy in the heat of the grill, I think. So they'll be cooked a little bit. All right, next I have my greens. It's a little bit of kale, which is the darker green, and the beet greens, which are the lighter neon color. So I'm just gonna mix those around on top. They're gonna cook down and get a little bit. All right, so next up we're gonna top it with some mozzarella cheese. Gives you the classic stretch and flavor everybody really likes on a pizza. So I think that's gonna be delicious. And then my final ingredient, my flourish, the thing that people really aren't expecting is actually the chopped up beets. And I think these are gonna cook a little bit, which is gonna make them sweeter, but they're not gonna be too much on here. And there'll be really a nice texture difference. It'll kind of be like the meat on this vegetarian pie.
For my pizza, I'm gonna be putting sausage, Italian sausage, it's pretty hot, and pepperoni and bell peppers. And I'm putting Parmesan cheese, mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese. The cheddar cheese is gonna add some sharpness to it, and the mozzarella will add some stretchiness. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
You have to put it on there before you top it.
Oh, you're right. I am doing what Ian did, and I'm spraying some garlic and oil on the crust. I hope that is good. The sausage is a little hot, so I'm worried the judges are not gonna like it, but we'll find out. Put some salt and water in my sauce. Bring out the flavor, and I put some cilantro in there too from the garden.
So, Rowan, how are you hoping the flavors of this pizza will blend together?
Well, I'm hoping the cheddar will contribute some sharpness into it, and I'm hoping the sausage will add some spice, and maybe the bell peppers will even it out a little bit. I'd say that's enough salt. That's what I should. Are you filming? Oh, we'll cut that out. Here I'm adding the sharp cheddar. Should blend in pretty good. All right, now for my topping. I'm gonna cut the sausage.
How will you be cutting it? Will you be slicing it? Or will you be dicing it?
I am slicing it.
Excellent.
Yeah. I do like Italian sausage. It's one of my favorites. It's between Italian and breakfast sausage. Okay, those are a little thick. but I think that's alright. What do you guys think? Thinner or thicker?
It's your pizza.
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
So, what gave you the idea to use yellow bell peppers?
Well,
And red.
it was basically what was just in the fridge, already cut up. But the red ones are from the garden, and that was half of my garden vegetables. The other half is the cilantro, which is in the sauce. And I think I'm about ready.
So, Ella, what are you putting on your pizza?
Okay, so for my pizza, I am doing, so for my garden aspect of the pizza, the big part of it, I'm doing basil, which I use to make pesto as the sauce of the pizza. Then on top of that, I'm going to add pepperoni, mozzarella cheese, and then I'm going to do a garlic crust.
So, Ella, what inspired you to do basil pesto instead of red sauce or any other type of sauce?
I guess I kind of wanted to try something different, and like one of my favorite things is pesto. So I always think it'd be fun to like incorporate something that I love so much.
This will be good. Andrew, yours can be good for school first.
Yeah, that was great. So, Ella,
Yes.
between us,
Forgot to do this, but
do you enjoy the friendly competition of sliced and diced it, or are you just here to win?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think it's really nice that everyone's so nice and this is like always happy and good vibes going all around. Like whoever wins, I'm gonna be happy for them.
Except for Ian.
Definitely not Ian though. Because you haven't won yet, so I'm not really trying to keep that going. You're not winning right
Yeah. Ian's the most experienced. He should be winning the most.
And yet,
I
Yet.
think, Ian, I think for yours it really just comes down to people's preference in pizza.
But I don't pander to the crowd.
That's that's
I
good.
make it for myself. Represents who I am.
I like that. That's good.
Boom.
Let's moving along. We gotta eat this one.
Okay, hurry
It's
up.
getting cold.
Alright, no problem.
No pressure though.
No pressure.
I thought we all say that.
you got 10 seconds on the clock. Go.
I'm almost done, guys. You better not be filming that.
Oh yeah, we're zooming in too.
This is
Thanks
gonna
for
be
that
an interesting
pepperoni.
pizza, I just realized.
Alright, when she's done. And it's on.
I'm filming, so whenever you're ready.
Give it a little practice. the shake. Make sure it's a little loose.
Okay.
Good. And then you're gonna get it as close to this edge as you can.
Okay.
And you're gonna just shake it loosely onto the thing. Get it down low. Don't drop it. Yeah. Slide it on. There you go. Beautiful.
Okay.
And now. All right, I think it came out beautifully. You hear that there's a lovely crust on the bottom, crunching away happily.
So, tell us, Ian, what have you made on your pizza for us today?
All right, so I have a white pie with beets, beet greens, and kale, ricotta mozzarella cheese, and a garlic salt crust.
Okay.
Well, it looks delicious. Presentation is lovely. I like the crisp of the bottom crust. It's not a soggy bottom, which is great. It's a pretty mild pizza though, overall.
Yes.
I'm gonna try some of this crust with the garlic oil that Ian tried. Nice subtle addition. Lovely. Now I love the cheese. How do you feel about the cheese in the pizza?
I think the ricotta for the sauce was an interesting choice. I feel it could use an extra flavor.
Maybe a little salt.
Yeah. Or if even if like the kale had a bit more of a crunch too.
But I do like, it seemed like the beets maintained a bit of the heartiness.
Yeah.
So you still get a crunch there. So there's a variety in the textures, which is great. And just now in this next bite I got a bit of juice, I think, from the beets too, which added a little rush of flavor, which was quite nice. Yeah. Overall, I'm liking this pizza. You know, it's unexpected.
Yes. So, Rowan, what have you made for us today?
I have made a sausage and bell pepper pizza. Garlic on the crust and cilantro in the sauce.
And I see you've used the traditional red sauce.
Yes, I sure have. I've added mozzarella cheese and cheddar cheese. I think I already
Interesting.
stated why.
Kind of a spin on a meat lover's pizza, if you will. Interesting.
All right.
All right, bon appetit. It is a much more traditional pizza, what you'd expect. Again, I think the crust came out nicely.
Yeah.
I think Ian's crust was a little bit crispier on the bottom.
Yeah.
The cheddar's really a nice addition here.
I'm gonna get a little sausage here.
And the peppers kind of burst in your mouth when you eat them.
The sausage is phenomenal.
Thank you.
It adds a nice taste. It gives that good flavor. Honestly, you did a great job on your pizza.
Thank you. I'm happy with that response.
Yeah, the heat level of the sausage is a nice addition.
I was bold. I picked the hot Italian sausage at the grocery store.
Yeah. Although I would suggest maybe cutting the peppers a little smaller.
Oh, good call.
Finely diced, if you will.
Yeah. I just wanted you to be able to see them on the thing very well. But thanks for the feedback.
Good crust. I noticed on your crust, it's a lot thicker too. You know, great if someone really is into the crust on their pizza.
I do enjoy a crust.
Nice. I stole Ian's idea and I added garlic.
Yeah, good job, Rowan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, Ella, what have you put on your pizza?
So for the sauce, I did pesto, and then I topped it with mozzarella cheese, some onions, and pepperoni.
Great. Thank you. First bite was great. You got a real rush of pesto. I got pesto and cheese, a little kick of onion, but I haven't hit the pepperoni yet. Again, the crust came out great. Not a soggy bottom, nice and crispy through and through. How's the pepperoni?
It's good. It's a nice pair with the pesto.
Trying to get there. All right, I finally got some pepperoni. It is. It's a nice addition to the pesto pizza.
They are both strong flavors, but they do pair better than I expected.
I do think the pepperoni takes a bit of a backseat to the pesto, though.
Yeah.
Pesto definitely remains king on this pizza. All right, I know we got a tough decision ahead of us.
Yeah. It was good, but I feel like pesto was the main flavor, and there wasn't much to it. It was. It's a nice pesto.
It's a peppery pesto, right?
But I think it could use an additional, maybe vegetable. Perhaps olives would be nice.
Maybe also if the meat was a little thicker, like how Rowan had thicker pieces of sausage. Something of that heft might have been a little bit heartier against the pesto to complement, but to taste that flavor a bit more. But 3 great pizzas. This is gonna be really tough.
Okay,
Really nervous.
we've made a lot of tough choices. You all had great pizzas. Do you want to start?
I mean, Ian, we'll go down the line. We'll talk about each one. Ian, we really loved how you dove into using the garden. You chose most of your ingredients from the garden, and we acknowledge that, and it really shone through. I liked how finely diced each of the pieces were, so it made it much more enjoyable and pleasant to eat. I thought it was nice and creamy with the cheese sauce. Your proportions were great between pizza to crust. The crust was crispy, yet still doughy. You know, the flavor, it was great flavor. We do think it could have used maybe a hint of salt, maybe a hint of garlic, something else in the cheese sauce maybe, just to help it pop. But not too much to really overpower the beets, because we do know that those are a really subtle and nice flavor. But really just a great pizza overall, so thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go next. Rowan, you had a nice pizza. It was classic, but it was good. The sausage was great. The sausage and peppers blended beautifully. I like how you put the cilantro in your sauce. That was a nice added bit of flavor. Overall, you did great with flavor. I would recommend maybe next time cutting the peppers a little more finely. Your dough was good. You had a nice big crust. It was light and it rose well. The thing about yours is, because it was classic, it wasn't really the difference we were looking for. We wanted something to be new.
And then Ella's Pizza, you know, we really loved that you chose a garden element to really be the center piece of your pizza. You know, pesto, a really traditional Italian, you know, flavor and sauce. It was wonderful, and we did like how you evoked more of a flatbread feel to your pizza, which again was just something slightly different. And then adding to the pesto, the onions, the pepperoni, the cheese. It really overall was a really enjoyable pizza. So kudos to you on that. The one drawback, we do feel like the pesto might have overpowered all of the other ingredients. So it really was the driving force behind your pizza, not only in, you know, idea, but also in the flavor as well. But really still an enjoyable dish through and through. So we've got a really tough choice ahead of us, and you know, Evie and I have deliberated, and you know, I feel really comfortable with our decision, which I think we're ready to announce now.
So, the winner of Sliced It and Diced It is Ian
And Rowan.
and Ella.
All three of you. We just couldn't decide. You know, there was so much that we really enjoyed about each of your pizzas. They were different from one another, and they really just shone in different ways. So all three of you are the winners.
Wow, congratulations, champion. Congratulations, champion.
Congratulations. Champion.
Guys, thanks for watching Sliced It and Diced It.
Woo!
You guys all,
Thank you. You're the real winner.
you guys
the
all want to
audience.
do it? Yeah, you guys all want to do this? Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.